going to do a quick video on some things that I picked up from Totally Wicked. As I said in an earlier video, they have got a massive, like, mega yo-yo thing going on at the minute, where you get, like, a lot off certain items. So I picked myself up I think it's a 3.5 mil DCT, basically a dual core cartomiser. I picked myself up a DDA, a direct dripping atomizer, the big one in purple. I've already got one in pink, so I thought I'd go and get a purple one. And I picked up the mini DDA, which I will show you in a minute, along with the other one. First of all, I'm going to do the DCT. So obviously it comes in a little box like that, the purple on the front and the Totally Wicked branding. Pop it out. Now this is the small version. You can actually get, I think it's a 6mm version, which would be a lot bigger. It'd probably be more like the one that I had with my lava tube from Volcano. As you can see, you can get them in different colours. I think this one is meant to be a lilac. You can get lilac, purple, a few different colours, depending on whether you get the big one or the small one. Now this is actually, it looks quite big, but it's not. It's really diddy. And all you do, when it comes, it'll come like this, with in a little plastic shrink wrap with a cap inside it. So you just take the drip tip off, and as you can see, because it's the small one, the cartomiser actually sticks out a little bit. But when you put the drip tip in, you can't really tell. It just looks like it's the drip tip going in. So I should imagine, I don't know for sure, but if you get the bigger one, I think it'd come up here, so you wouldn't have that. But anyway, when you get this, all you do is take the outside, I can't put this juice in there, but you just slide the plastic out a bit off, and then pour your e-liquid directly in, going around. Make sure you do a good 20-25 drops, maybe a little bit more, and then once it's all soaked in, you can put your cap back on. Personally, I don't put the cap on till I know that it's done. What I tend to do is put a fair bit of juice in there and then put it onto a battery at a really low voltage, and you know, just test it a little bit. Then if it needs more, I can put a little bit more in. But you really need to be careful, because if you don't put enough in and you fire it, it's going to get, it burns. You can't get rid of the taste. You have to just chuck the cartomiser out and start again. So it's a little bit of a pain in that way. I've also had trouble, not with this one because I've only used it once, but with the one from Volcano, which is exactly the same, with overfilling. If you overfill it, then you have to take just the cartomiser, put it on a battery, put a drip tip in and keep vaping until some of the juice comes out, and then you can fill it up. Definitely overfilling is not as bad as underfilling, because you can fix it, you don't have to chuck it away. But if you underfill it, then you do. I've done that, I think, once when I first got the one from Volcano. I was in a rush and I burnt it. It was disgusting, I had to chuck it. So, just a warning, really. And once you've got the cartomiser primed, I put it on my lava tube so that I can pull it down and show you. All you do then is slide the top bit, plastic bit up, and as you can see now there's a bit of space, and then you just get your e-liquid, tip it to the side like so, put your e-liquid in and drip it down the side, making sure you don't get it in the central cartomiser. And when you do fill your cartomiser, actually make sure that you do, I'll show you in a minute when I push this back down. Once you've filled it to where you want to fill it to, you can just then push it back down into place. I don't know if you can see inside, I've actually got the cap on, but when the cap ain't in there, you get the cap in the shrink wrap, you put that on once you know it's definitely filled right. And you need to drip it around the side bits. Try not to get it into the central hole. I mean, if you do, it's no big deal, but it will drip out the bottom. So you have to make sure that, you know, you clean it up. Watch out for that. So yeah, once you push it back down, then it is ready to go. or you do stick a drip tip on. It does come with a silver drip tip that I had a second ago, but I use it with a pink one, so it just looks better. And there you go. And as you can see, that's on my lava tube, which is quite a big, it's a mod, so it's fairly big, and even though it is the small version, it looks really nice. So I'll show you how it vapes. It is, this one came with a 1.5 ohm coil, which is a dual coil, so you still want it at quite a high voltage, because it's obviously 2 coils, so you double it, so it's like having a 3 ohm coil. So you whack it up a bit, and then you're ready to go. As you can see, the vapor is amazing. Gives you a nice throat hit. It tastes really, really good. I actually really like these sort of cartomisers. They're fantastic. The cartomiser inside, I did actually check it with one of the volcano ones I've got, because my partner uses my tube tank, so I've got some lying about. And I put the tube over it, and it would work with one of them as well. So really, you can buy your cartomisers from different places. I most probably buy mine from Volcano just because I can get them when I get my partner's. So that's really it with that one. So yeah, a lot of vapor, really, really fantastic. I'm really happy with it, and it's on the yo-yo, so I think it cost me something like £4. Maybe a little bit less. You can even pick the big one up for, I think, £4 something. So yeah, a bargain at the minute. I'd definitely get on there. So we'll take that one off. Next we've got, I can grab it, the mini DDA. This actually cost me £1.35. I think it was something like 65–70% off it, which is amazing really. Even the big one that I bought, that only cost me, I think, over £2, £2.15, something like that. With the yo-yos, if you sit there and wait for just, a few minutes, it will drop. The price will drop, and you can get in quick and get one. So I'll show you this one. This is the box it comes in. Now, if I should get the big one out so that I can compare the size, because you can't really tell on a picture how small it is, but I will tell you right now, it is dinky. You would want if you're going to use it on an Ego battery, you'd need the smaller plinth, not the big one that I've got. It looks a bit silly. You'd want the small one, definitely. So if we compare, there's the normal DDA that I also bought in purple, and that's the mini that I got in silver. So there's a fair bit of difference there. As always, they both come with a coil inside and a spare one as well at the side of it, so you get like 2 coils. Yeah, the only difference between the coils really is the length on the two. There isn't really, in fact I think you buy the same. I'm not sure, I'd have to have a look, but I think maybe you buy the same coils for both and just cut it a little bit shorter, because that is really the only difference. In fact, there's not, if you can see there, look, there is not much difference in the lengths at all. The mini is just a little bit shorter. So they're your spare coils that you come with as well. You can obviously, if you don't want to make your own coils, the Totally Wicked coils are fairly good. You can just buy them. You don't have to make your own. Some people just choose to. I like making my own coils. So yeah, we'll get it out so you can have a look at it actually on something. I've already primed this one, but I will take it apart so that you can, because if you've had a normal DDA, this one is a little bit different. Not much different, but just a little bit. So that's on my lava tube, and you can see there how dinky it is. It really is dinky, compared to, the normal one. It probably would look good on, if you've got like a smaller Ego battery or a Twist or something like that that you use, not a mod, it would probably look really good on there with the cone. So yeah, as you can see, there is a fair bit of difference. But anyway, I'll take it off so you can show you the insides of it. So this is the insides. As you can see, I've already primed the wick. The you can tell there the coil is quite a bit smaller than. I need some. Finally got it off. Now obviously you can see here. This is the normal base, the normal size DD8, and this is the mini. As you can see, the wicks are shorter, the base is smaller. That's really it. The only other thing as well is, if you can see on this normal one, if I can find it, it's around there. Yeah, it's got a tiny little hole, and that's your airflow hole. And also there's a hole on the case, on the outer shell, and you just put it on, line them up. Yeah, that's practically it. With this one, there is no hole on the base. The air hole is actually quite far up on your outer shell. So what you need to do when you've obviously once you've primed your wicks, which is just literally getting your liquid and soaking the wicks to make sure that you don't, burn them out. So you twist it round, and you need to make sure that the airflow hole is on the opposite side to your wicks, so that you don't get, because if you don't do that and you do put them on the same side, you won't get no airflow and you won't be able to taste anything, which is what I did yesterday, because I thought it was the same as the normal one without really looking. So, and then you just stick your drip tip in. The difference in the old size is a little bit bigger as well. With this one, you can't really fit, say, stuff like this skull. Some of the smaller 510 drip tips, that's this one as well, they don't fit in. They wobble quite a lot. You end up having to put string, cotton around them to keep them in place. But with this one, it's smaller, so they fit in a little bit better. So I'll show you. This one comes with a 2.1 ohm coil. I think that's basically the same as the normal DDA. I'll drop a few drips in there because I haven't used it overnight, and then I'll show you how it vapes. Obviously the other thing with this one, it is smaller, so it would look better maybe on a smaller battery. Although in person it doesn't look too bad on the mod. It looks a lot smaller on the screen actually. But yeah, you're going to be dripping more because the wicks ain't as big, it can't hold as much juice. As you can see, the vapour is fantastic. It really gives you a good kick in the back of the throat. Yeah, it's basically, it does exactly the same as what the normal one does, it's just smaller. Really dinky. The flavour is fantastic. If you've never ever tried a DDA or dripping or anything like that, I would, right now, while the prices are so low, I mean, you could pick that up for £1.30 or this one up for just over £2. You're not really losing anything. Get on there, try one. If you don't like it, at least you tried it. So yeah, it is a fantastic vape. I mean, really, I think most people would get on with it because it's not dripping every like 2-3 drops. You can put a good 4 on this one, like 5 drops in there, and you can vape away. That's it. So the only time that I have a problem with it is when I'm out. If I'm carrying bags, obviously it's a pain in the backside. But in the house, it's no problem at all. And I would advise getting one, especially if you've never tried it. So that's it really. Thank you for watching. Hi, I just wanted to add a bit onto the video just to show you how to change the coil if you've never had a DD8 before. If you have, then you don't need to watch this part of the video. Now, this is the one that came in, my purple DDA. As you can see, the air hole is just underneath the actual coil bit here. So you need to make sure that this part of the coil goes over the air hole, and I'll show you how to do it. Put that down. So you get your base, pull your screws. Once you've taken your old coil out, you pull your screws up so it's like that. Your air hole is there. You take your new coil out of the shrink wrap. At first it will actually be like that. You'll have the wires going in 2 different directions. So what you want to do is push them both round so they go in the same way, like so.